Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. Today I want to talk about whether no contact works if you are the dumper. If you've been listening to my channel, then you know that most of my videos are for people who have been broken up with, who've been dumped, and I tell them to do no contact, except in a few exceptions. But what if you did the dumping? You were the dumper. What should you do if you want them back, even though you felt the need to dump them? Because just because you had to break up with them, it doesn't mean that you don't still have feelings for them. It doesn't mean you didn't want to be in the relationship, but you just felt that you couldn't go on the way things were, and so you had to dump them. And often dumpers are vilified, but a lot of the times they are very justified in ending the relationship. And the person who was dumped, it's not like they're innocent and they did nothing wrong. Otherwise, they would not have been dumped. So for the dumpers out there, this video finally is for you. So depending on the circumstances, yes, you should absolutely do no contact. And whether it works or not, we'll see. It really depends on the interest level of your ex. And those exceptions to when you should stay in no contact as opposed to reaching out after you break up with someone are 3. The first one is if they cheated. So if you found out your ex cheated and you broke up with them, good for you. Good for you. I know it's not an easy thing to do. And you absolutely must not reach out, because otherwise you're telling them that you can go ahead, mistreat me, cheat on me, and I will still be here for you. That's a bad thing for your ex to know. They have to know that if they're not going to treat you right, you're going to be gone. So if you were cheated on, do not contact your ex. Leave them alone. If they want you back, they will reach out at some point. And if they don't, then you're not missing anything. You're just missing a cheater. The second time to do no contact if you're the dumper is if your ex took you for granted. This is the reason that I broke up with about 90% of the guys that I dated, because I felt that they really weren't that interested. They didn't really care. And even if they did, they certainly weren't showing it. And so it was very easy for me to just walk away when I saw that someone didn't care, because the reason you want to be in a relationship is because you want to feel loved and cared for. You want to feel happier, not sadder. You want your life to be better, not worse. And so if that's not the case, if the person is just tolerating you and you barely see them and they barely talk to you, you're not really that important to them, or it doesn't seem as if you are, then what's the point? Why are we there? So in that case, yes, you are definitely justified in doing no contact and in staying no contact also until you hear from them. And if you don't hear from them, again, you didn't lose anything. You lost someone who didn't really care. And then finally, if the person that you were with was controlling, you need to send the message that you are not going to let this person control your life. And so they need to have a taste of life without you. And actually, this is the type of person that is most likely to come back. Because if someone is controlling, it's because they are afraid of being out of control. And if they're dumped, now they're no longer in control. You change the circumstances, and they're not going to like that. And there's a very good chance that if you were with someone who was controlling, that they will contact you sooner rather than later. However, you need to change the dynamics and tell them that if they have an issue, that they feel the need to control the person that they're with, then before you will get back with them, they need to get into therapy, and they need to be in therapy for a while before you'll even think about getting back with them, because otherwise it's just going to be the same old, same old. It's not going to change. So don't put up with being controlled in any sense. Everyone is free to do what they want. Now, obviously, if you're in a committed relationship, there's one basic rule, and that is don't cheat. But other than that, if someone is controlling you, you need to ask yourself if that's how you want to live. Most people, they don't want to be controlled. They want to be free. So those are the circumstances under which, if you were the dumper, if you ended the relationship, that you should do no contact and stick to no contact no matter what. For other circumstances, you can contact me. You can put comments below and let me know, if you were the dumper, if you should be in no contact or not. Every situation is different. I can't speak to every situation. But a lot of the times, if you just dump someone out of the blue without discussing it, then you should reach out. And if nothing else, at least discuss it, or at least give them closure. But if you were cheated on, or you were taken for granted, or the person was controlling, then go ahead and stick to no contact. So if you would like private coaching with me to deal with your breakup situation, you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.